If we had to choose top 5 bikes of this whole inventory to go take to rip for the whole week right now, this 2025 Low Rider ST would definitely make that list. What's up, guys? I'm Isaac here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, and I've got your pre-owned bike of the week, which is this 2025 Harley-Davidson Low Rider ST. So this exact bike is definitely in my top 5 list of favorites that we currently have and that came out for 25. Now this is also a pretty unique color. And this one's pretty cool. This is the Harley-Davidson factory custom in the Midnight Firestorm color with that ghost flame that goes all the way from this front fender to the iconic ST fairing, across the 5-gallon tank, and then to the bags, and of course that rear fender. So it's pretty sharp. Now this one is pre-owned, and they just did the basics that you had, and they just did a few basics to it. Probably one of my favorites is that they did have this Born Scum Saddleman seat. That's what it looks like with their logo there. That with the red stitching to match those red ST accents on the bike, so it matches perfectly. They did add the tab performance slip on, and that's the beautiful thing about that 2-to-1 exhaust that's already stock on these bikes, is that you just throw one pipe slip on to it and you completely change the sound on this bike. Stock's mid controls, they did add this engine guard, and other than that, and this little bit taller windscreen. Other than that, it's a stock Low Rider ST with, looks like, with 1,600 miles on it, just over. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up and show you what it's like. So the way to do that is you can do it with the one start. I like to do the half click, kind of let it prime up a little bit first. And then, of course, it is good to go ahead and leave that clutch in as an extra safety factor. See them in neutral, and then it's just the one touch. Easy as that. All right. So there's so many changes and upgrades on this bike for 2025, and we're going to talk about them on the ride. But probably, listen to that. That sounds pretty good. But I'm going to tell you real quick some of my favorite upgrades for 2025 on the Softails. So the first one has to be the key. It still uses the remote key, so it's that remote key security system like on the previous models, but it is a little bit smaller, so it fits in your pocket a little bit better. So it's the small things, or in this case the smaller things, that really make you like it. Also, big thing I love, more power, 117 high output Milwaukee 8. It's quick. Black rims, blacked out completely already, so that's super cool. The new LED lighting, that better tail light assembly right here, the whole redesign, amazing. Bigger saddlebags, so the right side's a little bit bigger to match that left side, so they're pretty close to symmetrical now. Oh, and they did add, the previous owner did add those cables there, a little more red on it. I like it. We're gonna go ride it and figure out what those other things we like are, right? So throw some glasses on. We're about to get some rain here in Raleigh. So hopping on it, it's just like every other motorcycle, or just like every other Harley. It's definitely not like every other motorcycle, that's for sure. Oh, the suspension, retuned suspension, absolute game changer for these bikes this year. As someone who's been trying to figure out what suspension they want to put in their 18 Softail, part of me is plenty okay with just finding some stock suspension from a 25 Softail and throwing that in my bike, because this is nice. I guess the dog was chained, I don't know. Oh man. It's hard not to love this bike. I love the STs, and I'll tell you, I love the this class of bike, this light touring bike, because I do miles where I need a touring bike, but I also do sketchy enough stuff that I really don't want to try and get a bagger through the middle of the woods. So it's got 1,600 miles on it, so we can open it up a little bit. I'm all right with that. It could do with a little bit taller bars. Beautiful part where we're at now with the technology on these bikes is that you can have classic American V-twin Harley-Davidson power and torque, but have enough to be pretty competitive on the road and have that iconic sound and soul that we so dearly love and why we ride these bikes. Love the paint on this thing. Those ghost flames look so good. It's a black bike, but just different enough to stand out. Another huge thing that they did for the 25s was they brought chrome as an option for some of the bikes. So that was pretty cool. So on a lot of Softails, you have the option between black or chrome trim. Well, would you look at that? Oh, this bike has a lot to give. Wow. That wasn't even really pushing this thing. Holy cow. Let's see. Oh, cruise control, that's been changed up a bit, so a little bit easier now. You just tap down. This is a good ride right here. I don't even know what to say. I'm just having such a good time riding this bike. Just the power and suspension. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but from the looks of everything. But whereas I don't want to say the 24 felt sluggish, but this thing. Just these small tweaks on this bike, and this is an entirely different animal. All right, let's figure it out. So about 3,000 RPMs, third gear, and a little bit of a hill. What's the acceleration on this thing? So folks, if you're just tuning in, this is not the fastest bike that we've ridden on these by any means, but I want to say this bike has probably left me the most speechless of any of them. Just the power and torque right there. How smooth it is everywhere, how light it is, how well the suspension's handling everything. I mean, the reason I'm so speechless is because this is a stock Softail, more or less. It's got an exhaust, it's got a slip-on it. It's got a slip-on and a seat, and an engine guard, and the Screaming Eagle spark plug cables. I mean, it probably wasn't retuned because it was just the muffler swapped out. I mean, but this bike is just a whole different animal. It's just doing things so well. I mean, this bike is truly impressing me with just what riders get out of the box right here. The windshield's okay. I hadn't decided if I'm a huge fan of it. It's putting the air kind of just a little bit about middle of the helmet, I think. Ripping down the highway, just the way that the fairings took all the wind off my chest. So, I mean, if it was summertime, I'd be doing okay, but I didn't feel any of that weight on my chest. And so it just felt like a bike, you know, you could sit on the highway with for days. And then you go throw it in a corner. And it's just ready to party. So I can see where this bike would be, I mean, an incredible option for anybody that doesn't want, you know, a big infotainment system. They do want some of the added safety benefits, and that's another huge upgrade on this bike for this year. So you got a ton of safety upgrades. So before, you know, all you had was the option for ABS and traction control, but now the whole suite that you previously only had on the baggers has made its way onto the Softails now. So that's some pretty exciting stuff. Just kind of rambled on for this video, but I've just been very impressed with how this bike has been handling everything. Yeah, if you're gonna do miles, should you bother getting this, or should you just go ahead and get a bagger? Well, and we've talked about that in some other videos too. I feel like I could just... We've talked about that in some other videos too. The bagger, the difference in the baggers and the Softails are, it's not as big of a gap as we used to have. Now they've really, the baggers have gotten better at cruising, and the cruisers have gotten better at baggering, if that makes sense. You can't do custom modes, I don't think, which is a little disappointing, like you can on the baggers and such. But you do still have your ride modes you can swap in and out of. So, you know, throw it in rain mode if you're trying to be a little more fuel conscious. Because I can imagine it might be a little easy to be, you put a pipe you like to hear on this bike, I can imagine it'll be a little easy to be heavy-handed on the throttle there. Yeah, a little taller seat, a little taller bars, and you could do some work on this thing. Oh, and for the STs, that gauge right there, you don't have the calculator screen anymore on the ST. Now you have an actual analog speedo, which is pretty exciting. This is as fun of a bike as this is a very practical bike too. I mean, this is a good commuter bike. This is you know, this is in that light touring category, so I mean, it kind of comes into that bike class where you can do about whatever you want to with it, and it'll be easy to do whatever you want to with it. You can take the bags off super quick and easy. That way you can, you know, go low profile. You can. Taking the fairing off is a little bit of a different story. That's probably not something you want to do, especially if you're trying to put it back on the same day. But I mean, just this little bit right here, I mean, this thing is smooth right here. The seat's a little bit low. I mean, it just kind of sets you down a little bit. But I mean, you could just kind of like, you just whip this thing around wherever you want to. And if you want to come see more of this bike and come grab it before I try and go ride it home, then come see us here at Back Road Harley-Davidson. So in the meantime, ride safe, and we hope to see you soon.